I apologize for not being here. I had been censored by Google geeks slash YouTube Nazis. The last video I did, I called out Kamala Harris and I posted a picture of an overflown toilet bowl. They did not tell me what community standards I violated. They never do. I'm assuming it was the picture. It had shit in the bowl, and they didn't like that. Kamala Harris has taken first place in being the worst ever to run for president. She cannot articulate worth a damn. Her brain matter consists of mostly helium gas. She is a word salad queen, and but don't kid yourself. She's a power hungry tyrant. She has already backtracked. She has lied to the American public. She said she's against fracking. She's against this. She's against a wall. Now she's for a wall. Now she won't ban fracking. Liar, liar, pants on fire. You vote her in, she'll bait and switch like her own kind of politicians are notorious for doing. But I wanted to key in on what I call trash can publications, toilet bowl publications, Salon, Independent, Huff Post, New Yorker magazine, Atlantic, and lots of others. These are not news publications. They're wordy, they're opinion tripe, and they make sensational headlines and make sensational claims. The Salon had an article up on the Bing search engine this morning stating that Republicans really do hate America. But the Democrats are liars. They keep calling this a democracy. This is not a democracy. This is a republic. All you have to do is recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Doesn't say to the democracy for which it stands. It says the republic. A republic is not ruled by a majority. That's why we have an electoral college. The reason we have an electoral college is because the founding fathers had more insight than these bozos on the left do today to say, if we have majority rule, they could throw this whole constitution, all the safeguards, checks and balances out the window. Okay? So the electoral vote comes in because we all know that giant urban areas typically outpower the vote of rural America. Seattle controls Washington, Minneapolis controls Minnesota, stuff like that. Boston, of course, Massachusetts is liberal as hell. Minnesota is liberal as hell. The New York, both the coast. California, Washington, and Oregon are always stupid blue. But my roommate and I were watching a news article where Trump was defending himself. A woman has come out, I think her name is Carol, accusing him. He goes, I don't even know who this is. Now, note that a woman can just say something against a man and that automatically goes to court. You don't have to have DNA. You don't have to have dates. You don't have to have semen on a dress. You don't have to have nothing. That New York would even handle this is proof that the DOJ, the Attorney General, and all the Democrats that are in this corrupt legal system are nothing more trying to cockblock Trump from winning the presidency. My belief he's going to lose because you've got people that are all into Taylor Swift. You've got women, college-educated women are the driving engine behind Kamala. College-educated. I have gotten trolled all week on social media by Democrats calling me stupid, dumb, all this stuff. All I do is post memes. It shows a woman saying, oh, calm down, all you Trump haters, and is handing them a binky. I got a lot of likes on that too, but the Democrats, they don't like it when you call them out. They are the one group that when you come to them with facts, they don't counter with facts. They counter with name calling, put downs. Then they go into my pictures and attack my looks. That's how you win an argument, right? Let me tell you something. You can have dyed hair and piercings and be smarter than a Democrat. And that's something else the Democrats can't get themselves around. There are LGBTQ that are in support of Trump. There are Christians, there are atheists, there's even Democrats that have come out of the Democrat dystopia and are supporting Trump. Look at Tulsi Gabbard. Now, I'm of the opinion I don't think a woman should run this country, but I will tell you something, it's gotten so bad. And I wish that Trump had chosen Tulsi Gabbard as a running mate. I'm not a fan of Vance. I know people say good things about him, but Tim Walz is a total Minnesota putz. Tampons in the bathrooms. Okay, I have a feminine side. I have a total feminine side, but tampons, okay, men don't menstruate. They act PMSy sometimes, but we don't menstruate. We don't have a period. And for a grown man to mandate that in his state and to mandate that parents cannot refuse their children if their child wants to go trans, excuse me, you don't have the right to interfere with parental rights. But guess what? Democrats are stampeding over all of our rights. We had a school shooting in Atlanta the other day, and the Democrats are screaming about gun control. What we need is Democrat control. We need to get them out of office. They're a danger to this country. They are true haters of America. They're now making accusations that Tucker is pro-Nazi. That is ludicrous. Absolutely. I've never heard a thing come out of Tucker Carlson that shows he aligns himself with Nazi Germany. The Salon, HuffPost, and all these others, UV, and all these other shit publications are just every day. They're not even hiding the fact that they're blatantly lying. So we watch Trump saying, I don't even know this woman. And HuffPost immediately comes out. Trump attacks the women that have accused him of sexual misconduct. He didn't attack him. He said, I don't even know this woman. But HuffPost is about sensationalism. HuffPost is about feelings, nothing more than feelings, and ignorant Democrats that read that shit. I criticize the New Yorker magazine. Its sophisticated wordage, $100 words. You would think that they were highly educated. It is liberal pig slop. Democrats are saying, and they are constantly bragging that GOP, Republicans, MAGA is a cult, and Trump supporters are retarded, that they don't have high IQ. I looked at an IQ test. Has anybody ever looked at one? It is dumb. Who cares about these dumb questions? Just because you can pass a test of a limited number of questions, it plays mind games the way the question is asked, does not mean you have a high IQ. And I will come against that. Whoever made the test, it's like if I say I'm in middle school and I build a fort and I invite all the cool kids to be in my club and say, no girls, nobody else. And we write our own rules and we can say we're better than everybody else. Doesn't make it so. Somebody can develop an IQ test and they can say, that's the litmus. If anybody can't get this, they're a dumbass. Let me tell you something, folks. Now, I know that there's people listening that are atheists. I get all that. But Pacific is not going to compromise what I am or compartmentalize what I am. The Bible says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And I'm going to say it again. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You deny God. You are not only anti-intellectual, you are a moron. To say that we came from primordial slime, to call it science, is a lie. And what has bothered me about the Democrat left is they're liars. The Republicans deny science. They don't believe in CLIMATE, change. They don't believe in evolution. Oh, they believe Noah's Ark existed. And that means because of their demeanor that they're right and we're wrong, right? Because they can't find a Bodhi on the mountain somewhere. That never happened. You know what people say about that whole Noah's Ark thing? They said the Black Sea flooded. Funny, that's not what the Bible says. It says water covered all of the land over the whole earth. The great springs of the deep burst forth. The entire land was under water. If there was only a flood in the Black Sea, why is it that the ark didn't have a rudder, a sail, a compass, or means to control it? Because it didn't have to worry about hitting land until the time God had appointed it, when land began to appear on the mountains of Ararat. Yeah, I'm one of those dumb fools that believes in the Bible. I'm one of those dumb fools that believe the story of Noah is not a fable, but a fact. We're living in a world of a polar juxtaposition of viewpoints that are counter to truth. And you have Democrats saying because they went to college and they tend to have more degrees than Republicans that they're automatically smart. Okay, let's do this litmus test for them. You helped the economy, right? You spent so much money on the Ukraine. Where did all the COVID relief money go? In the state of Minnesota. Tim Walz has been subpoenaed for that. That guy is truly a moron. Let's dissect the intellectia of the left. Kamala Harris, I'm black, I'm black, I'm black, and I'm back. Nothing about India. Nothing about India. Yes, I will too. The traction, the popularity that Kamala Harris is gaining is nothing short of disturbing. And I've told you, all my viewers, this before. Everybody gets all happy when Trump wins. What ought to sober us more than anything is there's 50% of the voting public that will never stand up for what's right. They will always be like the internet trolls. They will always dog us, always criticize us, always come out with false charges, fake charges. Look at Bill Clinton. Got his dick sucked in the Oval Office. Was he impeached? Was he tried? No. Democrats said that's nobody's business. One problem with that. He was on the clock, on the job, in the Oval Office. I'm sure the Secret Service got a good bird's eye view of that one. Hillary Clinton came out and said, you want that man, Donald Trump, to be president when he talks about groping women? Oh, Hillary, throwing stones at glass houses when yours is made out of the cheapest, thinnest pane glass there is. Your husband's cheating on you in full view in the biggest house of the land. What the fuck does that say about you as a wife that he has no shame, no couth to degrade you and your marriage in high fashion? But you still stick with your sweetie. A political marriage, a joke. If I was married to Hillary, I would have an affair too. Boom. How come Kamala didn't choose a black running mate? How come she didn't choose the rabid and toxic Cori Bush, who did not win re-election? She is a rabid, racist hater of whites, a rabble-rouser Democrat. She threatened even Jean-Pierre, the upside-down toilet brush, press secretary, second in stupidity to Pataki, or whatever the redhead Raggedy Ann first press secretary was. And you know what's sad? She right away got shuttled into MSNBC with a high-paying job. These are not news people, folks. They're not qualified. They're liberal spin doctors. Jesus said something profound. He said, whoever causes one of these little ones to stumble, better a millstone be hung around her neck. The Democrats are going to be guilty of that. Teaching kids that there is no God. Teaching kids it's okay to be trans. Teaching kids if Tommy wants to be a little girl and be a sissy and use the girls' bathroom today, that's okay. And the media is lying to the American public. Salon, HuffPost, Atlantic, New Yorker, garbage publications. A elementary school kid with any sense of knowledge could do better than that. College educated people, suits and tie people have fucked this country up the butthole way more than us, blue collar, hardworking folks. I've said that about every place I work. Management, they got a college degree, but they have no idea what's going on down below. They don't know what's going on with the worker ants, and they treat the worker ants like they're less than. I got a degree, I wear a suit and tie, therefore I'm better than you. Does that mean that's true? No. Just because you can pass an IQ test, does that mean you are smarter than anybody else who cannot pass it? If you deny the existence of God, you are what the Bible calls a fool. And a fool is not an intellectual. Remember, the Democrats are like Satan. They boast, they brag, they mock the truth, and then they have the audacity to say, we're the intellectual ones. Okay. What happened to the economy the last 4 years? What happened to gas prices? What happened to electric prices? What happened to natural gas prices? What happened? You're promoting an electric car when the power grid can't even sustain what we got now. And Gavin Newsom, the biggest fool governor of the history of the United States, running my former state of California. Oh, I'm going to ban gas pickups and gas cars and leaf blowers and lawnmowers effective 2035. I hope the Supreme Court can say you do not have the right to tell the American people what they will buy. I hope the Supreme Court, and listen to what AOC and others are saying. We need to limit the number of terms in the Supreme Court. See, Democrats don't like it when they don't get their way. They want to flip the game board over and say, no, I won. They're children. Look at Kamala Harris and her cackling hyena stance. But we haven't been paying attention, have we? We wrongly believe there were so many people of truth. We thought there was a moral fiber that was stronger than the immoral fiber. Folks, football, baseball, basketball, and Taylor Swift, and dogs, and SUVs, and Starbucks, and Netflix are more important than fucking politics. Don't you know that? Now they call them Swifties. Yeah, they're Swifties, all right. And no, I don't like Taylor Swift. She's a godless, foolish woman. Her music sucks. That's just your opinion. Her music sucks. I have been listening to Mungo Jerry. I have been listening to Starbucks, not coffee. Tonight feels right. Of a Mungo Jerry. You know, that was good music. Those were one-hit wonders. How about this one? It never rains in Southern California. You know what? Taylor Swift is hairspray music. That's it. I find myself digging deeper into bands that actually had something. They weren't singing about crap. ELO did their farewell tour this year. It's kind of sad. I like ELO, and it's kind of shocking to me to realize, David Bowie's gone. David Bowie had some problems. All those rockers did. But ELO's hanging it up. They're dying off. They're getting old. The stuff we grew up on that we just assumed would always be there is disappearing. This young generation has no interests. And I'm sad to report to my viewers news that really bothers me. The fabulous and most grand ocean liner ever built by the United States of America, the SS United States, has set the speed record, which is still unbroken to this day. The ship, after sitting many years in Philadelphia by the Save Our Ship Foundation, the relative descendant of Andrew Gibbs, who built the Titanic or built the SS United States, the great granddaughter, whatever, Miss Gibbs, has been trying to find a home for the ship. And sadly, Florida is looking at purchasing it and sinking it as an artificial reef. And I wrote a piece the other day on Facebook and said, you know what? Just like the ship, so goes America. It sat there and rotted and decayed at the dock. Big slabs of paint peeling off, the aluminum funnels fading out, the decks deeply, deeply, deeply corroded up, the upper decks. Inside, the steel is great. The hull was built to withstand icebergs and could actually, I believe, go up to the Arctic and cut through ice. She wasn't built like the regular liners. She had propellers that were distinctly unique. I don't like seeing something like that be sunk and 86th. Now, why can't Elon Musk buy it? Why can't they sandblast every part of that ship, rewire it, reroute it, open up part of the bottom hull, put in new engines? You know that engine that's in there? They never built an engine like that on any ship. It was never realized its full potential. Went basically somewhere between 42 and 45 miles an hour. Okay. Imagine putting the World Trade Tower or the Empire State Building on its side and cruising along through the North Atlantic at 45 miles an hour. That's pretty damn impressive. The weight, the sheer incredible physics of all of that. And I've said years ago that the SS United States looks just like the current state of America. She's rotting. Her usefulness is dribbling in pieces into the harbor. And just as the SS United States is going to be sunk off the coast of Florida, you put Kamala Harris in there, we will have a world war. We will get blasted. And might I remind my friends, there is no United States or America mentioned in the Bible. You have countries that were around at the time of Jesus' words, writing, that are still around. Persia, which is Iran, Togarmah, which is Turkey, Gog and Magog, which is Russia, and the kings of the East, the good old Orient. Look at what is going on in Israel. Notice the Democrats saying Israel needs a ceasefire. Notice Tlaib screaming pro-Palestinian stuff. Who would have thought that a Muslim sympathizer, a terrorist supporter, an Arafat believer, she grieved over the death of one of their Hamas leaders. And Americans voted that garbage into American politics. You don't see Tlaib getting her army boots on and going down to Gaza. You don't see AOC doing it. You don't see Omar Ilhan. They talk shit from over here. Israel had every right to bomb the shit out of Gaza and turn it into an ashtray. Israel had every right to destroy Hamas, Hezbollah, and they should destroy Iran, but they won't. Because Iran will be part of the conflagration of nations that comes against Israel in Ezekiel 38:39. You think I'm joking? That's prophecy, and that is yet to come. And the stage is being set for that right now because Russia and Iran are pissed. They don't want to fuck with it, though, because of us. But what if America is severely handicapped? What if Kamala Harris gets us into deep shit and Russia sends an ICBM knocking out a couple of our big American cities? You think it can't be done? I love how people still brag, oh, America can kick anybody's ass. Titanic's unsinkable too, right? Let's play that dumb game again. This country is very presumptuous. It is standing on thin ice. And our military is too busy opening their pants trying to figure out what sex they are, while in Iran, Russia, North Korea, and China, they're not giving their soldiers sex ed. They're teaching them how to hit and kill and destroy an enemy. The U.S. might want to learn how to do that. I live in a military-based town. You ought to see all the guys from Fort Gordon, which has now been named Fort Eisenhower, that post wanting somebody to come over and suck their cocks. Lots of guys that like their cock sucked in the U.S. military. And they say, I'm an Army major. I'm a colonel. Come have some fun with me. Discipline. We're talking about godless countries, Russia, North Korea, Iran, China. But read about Hezekiah. Lord, these people coming against Israel are awful. God almost chuckles and says, don't worry, Hezekiah, I'm going to bring an even worse nation against them to deal with them. What? They're even worse. I know. The nations are like a drop in the bucket. Watch me move into position. You think the U.S. isn't going to be brought under judgment? What does the Bible say? To whom much is given, much will be required. Do you know what we've had over here? The freshest water, beautiful scenery, wide open spaces, plenty of food. When pop star culture, which has made their money off gratuitous violence, illicit sex, and bad behavior and promoting false ideologies, is going to sit there and tell us we need to ban all these guns. We need to get rid of Donald Trump. You lived your life in excess and we're supposed to listen to you? We're supposed to listen to the Democrats that say they're the party of compassion when they've created genocide worse than Hitler, worse than Stalin and Lenin and Mussolini combined, with 61 million dead children. Note, I didn't call them fetuses. Children. That's what's wrong with America. There's a $17 million animal shelter being built somewhere in America. They're flourishing. Commercial after commercial. Science did that. Science diet, dog food. You wouldn't feed your dog this. Oh, now we got designer food for dogs. These clowns that are all about dog obsession will scream and yell about the right to murder their child. You don't hear people talking like this. Even Vance, with all due respect, Vance reminds me of corporate America. Now, there's a couple times that he lit it up a little bit. But I'm not one of those kind of people that's going to say, well, you know, Hillary Clinton's a smart one. Hillary Clinton is an enemy of God. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, an enemy of God. People praise her because she was a woman on the Supreme Court that stood up for women's rights. No, she stood against the laws of God. Let's call it what it is. Did anybody look at her facial pictures? Angry Democrat. See, this world praises people that God will not praise. This world exalts celebs. LeBron. You hear the Democrats saying, we're not going to vote for a felon. Who would vote for a felon? Ha! Clowns all. You just erected statues of one and tore down statues of Robert E. Lee and others. Yeah. Remember the statue you erected and called a hero? George Floyd? Where was Kamala? Where was Kamala about women's rights when she stood up for Floyd supporters, offering bailouts for them when they tore up the streets of American buildings and crap? And George Floyd held a gun to a pregnant black woman's belly. Where was the outcry from the black community about the rights of black women and the violence by black men to black women? Where is the outcry? Do you hear what I hear? Crickets everywhere. Yeah, we need to say it like it is. And people don't like me and they will call me out. They'll make fun of my looks because they have no substance. I saw a beautiful video the other day. It showed a lion somewhere in Africa. Somebody had a house and the dog was running loose, and that lion went and I said that ought to happen. All these dang barking dogs that their pathetic owners in the US don't do anything about it. Oh, all the women got so angry. I said, shut up. I don't even want to hear it. You support abortion. You're worried about a dog that licks its ass, drinks out of the toilet, and eats dead things. The most unclean animal out there next to a pig. And a pig is smarter than a dog. Now, I don't support violence to animals, but I do not support the Democrats. Cannot, will not, Sam I am. I won't support them in a roller coaster car. I won't support them on the planet Mars. They are not the party of compassion, you see. They've made 61 million children face eternity. And wouldn't it be interesting? It is my belief that there's 61 million children in heaven because they did not commit a sin. What does God say in his word? There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him. Hands that shed innocent blood. What does that mean? What does that talk about? Let's unpack this. Was it talking about Jesus? He was innocent blood. That could be. But let's go back to the Apostle Paul. There is none righteous, no, not one. None who seeks after God. So wait a minute. Who's the innocent blood? What is he talking about? Abortion? Do you know what the Bible says about when 2 men are fighting and they injure a pregnant woman and she dies and the child within her? They're to be stoned. Do you know what the law says that if a pregnant woman is murdered? Does anybody know what the law in the U.S. and all 50 states say? If a pregnant woman is murdered and she dies, that baby's going to die too. That's a double homicide. But when a woman chooses to murder her child, that's called choice. The hypocrisy of these women is disgusting. I posted on Facebook an ugly woman covered in tattoos. She was probably pretty. She had her tongue split, and the 2 ends of the tongue are going like this. White women, when I did a video in Hong Kong saying Western women are destroying themselves, that's past tense. They are embracing the devil, folks. Swift, Madonna. This election is not driven by a resume. This election is not driven by experience. It is being driven by a dumbed down, watered down, feelings driven voting public. Oh, we got to get the next woman in there, Hillary Clinton. We're going to break the glass ceiling. Oh, that's so important. Putting a vagina in office is so important. Is Kamala equipped to deal with Putin? Let her run her mouth at him. Let her run her mouth at the leader of Iran. Oh, wait, the Democrats are buddies with Iran, from Obama to clown-faced Biden, dog-faced pony soldier. Yeah, I got a problem, and I'm going to speak out. No, the Democrats are not smarter. They went to college, which is controlled by Marxism, socialism, godless evolution, atheism, and it is not science to believe in evolution. And all they'll do is go, and this guy has no college, and he's going to talk about science, but he's not a scientist. That makes you airtight, don't it? You call mega cult, you're a cult. Science is making observations based on fact. Evolution has 0 in the fossil record, 0 in the living. Do I need to go over this again, elementary school students? Where is the missing link? Where is it that, why do we have monkeys? Said Pyramid Head, who has a channel out there somewhere. Why are there still monkeys? Why? Fools will believe. What a fool believes. Doobie Brothers, man. Some of the music preaches to me more than anything else out there today. The Democratic Party is a ship of fools and it's hit the iceberg and it is sinking. They're arrogant. They're having a little party. They're all being nasty on the internet towards us. What Democrats fail to realize is one of these days, there will be no Democrat Party at all. God will be on the throne and ruling, and he will be Lord. That cannot come soon enough. My own self, I struggle with sin. I struggle with my own fallen humanity. I struggle with me. It'll be good to be delivered from the struggle of my own sinful nature. Right now, we sojourn in this land, and it is bad times. Kamala will most likely win because most of the voting public out there is very, very, very dumbed down. Tulsi Gabbard is a very sound mind, and I totally support her. I wish Trump had chosen her as a VP. I wish. But how come Kamala Harris did not choose a black running mate if she's so black? Why did she choose a white bumbling idiot that has caused thousands of people to vacate the state of Minnesota? That's right, left because of Tim Walz. When other Democrats don't agree with Tim Walz and his tampon dispenser in the boys' bathroom mandate, something is wrong. Google and YouTube shut me down because of my video attacking Kamala Harris. Probably the picture of shit in a toilet bowl. They probably thought I was being racist. No, I was talking about the fact that Kamala Harris is sewage. I will not retract that statement. We're electing godless leaders that want to change things away from truth. They want to tax all of your hard-earned money. They want to take all of your taxes and give it to Pakistan for gender studies, to help Sri Lanka build a boat, throwing billions at the Ukraine, a war that we have no business being in. That is a territory dispute of land that belonged to the old Russia, and America get all involved in that. And Democrats want to talk about a felon, but they want to make statues for one. They were silent about George Floyd's violation, holding a gun to a pregnant black woman while she's being robbed. He went to jail for that, by the way. And the media says, oh, the kids are without a father. Out there passing counterfeit bills and fucking around. Cannot get into the police car properly. Got to lay on the floor way before the other video came out. I can't breathe because I'm high on fentanyl and I have COVID-19. I have heart problems. Yep. They didn't accept the original coroner's report because it didn't tickle their ears. So they got one that netted them a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, spoiling the two kids whose daddy was nothing but a fuck up. And it's funny how the blacks come out and defend George Floyd that didn't even know him, but you don't see the blacks trying to stop somebody, say, hey man, don't get in trouble with the police. Change your ways. Folks, we are in a bad time right now. America hangs in the balance. If we lose this election, we are losing it all. And I pray that God will intervene. It's very scary. We're standing on the precipice of an abyss. And I don't like it. This is specific. But back to my original point. Being an intellectual because you pass an IQ test doesn't mean a damn thing to me. There's such a thing as street smarts. There's such a thing as experience smarts. And there's such a thing as being smarter than every Democrat out there because you believe in doing things differently. And all they're doing is attacking us and putting us down and calling us dumbasses. Look at the violence within the Democrat blue states and blue cities. Look at the Democrats, how they've holed up in the most expensive places in America. They say they believe in socialism, but they're getting filthy rich and they're not sharing any of that damn wealth with nobody know how. And then they're trying to keep you and me from getting there. Democrats define the words hypocrisy and hypocrites like no other. Never forget that. Never.